Hello and welcome to Back to the Tactics board with Edge of Play. In today's video we're looking at the 3-3-2 formation used for nine-a-side. We'll look at some of the features and some of the challenges you may face when using this formation with your team. Here we have the players in the 3-3-2 formation for nine-a-side. Let's look at some of the features first of all. Firstly, you've got a nice balance to the team. You've got that back three and then that midfield three. Two banks of three working together. Makes it for a very compact shape. They can shift across one way, shift across the middle, out to the left. If you have those two banks of three working together, you're closing down a lot of gaps. You've got cover, support, balance, you're covering left, right and centre. And it can be quite structured. It can make it quite a simple structure. Get into your bank of three, work left and right. So if a team are trying to switch the play, thinking they can get you on the blind side, and your players work across as a unit, it can make yourself very hard to break down. You've got that width as well across your defence and midfield, so players can link up. Your 2 and your 7 can link up on one side and your 3 and 6 on the other. This can also be handy for times when you want an overlap, if it's not just your winger driving at the opponent, because you've got a good width for that. If you have attacking fullback, making these movements, ball play beyond there, very hard to track for any defender. Having two out and out centre forwards in this system as well can put the opposition on the back foot, gives you two forward pass options all the time. They can look to get in those pockets between full backs and centre backs as well, and hopefully look to link up. And because you're not saying it's a 3-3-1-1, you're almost asking either one player to be the more natural advanced player and one to drop in from an advanced position, where you're asking the question of the defender, do you follow me in or do you pass me on to someone else? Or it could be the mixture of the two doing that, one always dropping in, one making the more advanced movements. You can also be making channel runs as well to give you a width in the early stages of build-up. So a nice balance overall to the team, which is why it's a popular formation for nine-a-side coaches. Let's look at some of the challenges you may face with this system though. So I mentioned before about your forwards making these channel runs, but without that you can lack advanced width. Because you've got this midfield unit working together, you're expecting your 7 and 6 to give you that advanced width as you build possession or in transition, getting there as quickly as they can, giving us that width either side. Now as you do that, if both do it at the same time, you can see then your number 5 becomes quite isolated. So if you do lose possession, it can be a ball played from the centre of midfield out to wing. If it's intercepted in these areas, teams can drive at you and your 5's got a lot of work then to get across. And that strength of your forwards being able to work off each other, and if one drops in, the other one runs in behind. Well, that works when the players are in sync with each other. But when they're not, when they're lacking that harmony, if both are coming in to get the ball, that can be a problem. If both are running in behind, you have nothing in this area. If both are running to the channels and leaving the central area, then you're not really causing any damage to an opponent. So it's very much dependent on how well these two work together up front, whether the system works or not. Your central midfielder will need to be disciplined. Like I've said, there'll be times when they're alone in that midfield area. If they clear out as well, trying to support the forwards, you can have problems, big problems as you can see. So we'll be looking for your midfielders to be disciplined, get on the ball, be there for the relief pass and supporting the forward line, but also always being ready to protect that back three. You're expecting a lot of running from your wide midfielders, to do the defensive work of tucking in, supporting their fullbacks, then getting forward, presumably both getting forward, being there at the back post for crosses from the 6. Expecting a lot of running and work from these two players. Fine, if they've got those characteristics of good fitness levels, high energy, hard working from a psychological point of view as well as the physical, they have to get up and down. If they're not doing that and these players are not at the races, you're going to struggle, and your 5 especially can get exposed. I think another key thing in this system is how the players work in relation to each other to make sure you haven't just got straight lines. There's boxes at the start here, there's straight lines vertically and horizontally, so the angles that players make off one another, so they get good support lanes to pass the ball along, is really important. You don't want too many straight lines. You want triangles, you want diamonds, you want that ability to do double U passing out from the back. So yeah, this system doesn't naturally lend to that without movement. So it all depends on how the players utilise the system and how they make the movements in it. In terms of relating this system to 11-a-side, I think the clearest one is the 4-4-2. You're taking away one midfielder and one centre back and you have that 2 banks of 3 instead of 2 banks of 4. So I think players would be well prepared for the 4-4-2. Could also compare it to the 3-5-2 as well, with your 3 at the back, because if you look at these as side centre backs instead of full backs, but you kind of ask them to do a bit of this role as well to give you some width and some movement. You can also look at it from the point of view of the side midfielders. If you look at the side midfielders instead of wingers, playing in the 3-5-2, they've got that role, but they're also having to do the job of a wing back as well. That explains why they have so much running to do. You know, they're doing the compactness of midfield without the ball. When they get it, can they give us that width? Can they get forward? Can they get up and down the pitch for the whole game? Thank you for watching this formation video. I do hope you found it useful. For more videos for 5-a-side, 7-a-side, 9-a-side and 11-a-side formations, go to the tactics section at www.edgeofplay.com.